So today I wanted to talk about DRX versus G2 because G2, one of the tournament favorites, was eliminated. And how did they get eliminated? Well, there's two things we're going to talk about. We're going to take a look at Bind today. But the first thing we need to talk about why G2 got eliminated was the map veto. Because this veto was, I mean, I know this is hindsight and obviously they lost, so it's easy to say this, but even if you go back on my stream, you'll see, you know, me talk about, like, even when we were on Lotus, I was saying, well, G2 will win Lotus, and then they very well might lose the other two maps, and that is exactly what happened. The fact that they banned Ascent here and let through Bind, a map that DRX are decent at both of these maps, but G2 are pretty good at Ascent and not very good at Bind. So you would think, maybe let's not play Bind, which actually they've been banning quite a lot first, right, in a lot of their games. So clearly they thought they had some plan, but as you're about to see in this video, whatever plan they thought that they came up with did not work at all. But it's not just that. The other thing we have to talk about before I get into the rounds is G2's comp. This is their comp. They're running a solo Yoru, no Viper on Bind, attack side. Now, I'm just going to be straight up real with you. Playing solo Yoru and no Viper on attack side Bind probably isn't going to go very well a lot of the time. I mean, look, G2, you can't play Furia at Champs. You know, there is no Furia or 2G to beat here at Champs. You're going to come up against good teams. And that is exactly what happened here. Because the problems that you suffer with this comp are, well, multiple, as you'll see. Essentially, this comp is quite one-dimensional, is what I'll call it, on the attack side, right? What I mean by that is that with this comp, when you come towards this B site, obviously your Yoru can't TP in through this way because of kind of a little ledge here in Hookah. So, you know, you are always going to have to prioritize B long quite a lot. You know, you're just not going to be able to really do this much from Hookah. And if you do, you will probably just jump out here and you will probably die, which we will see at the end of this video. And then also, because you've got no Viper wall to kind of like lurk up as pressure is being put elsewhere on the map, it essentially means that what this comp is good at is probably like fast A hits and just like heavy combos, right? What it's going to be good at is, hey, we're going to Gravnet with salvos and Yoru's going to TP behind it and there's going to be a Fade C somewhere and we've got good ults, right? Like, that's what this comp is good at. The problem is, if all of your combos are poorly thought out or aren't even existent whatsoever, and when they are existent are terribly timed, yeah, it's probably not going to go so well for you. Let's start here with 45 seconds into round 4, which is the first full gun round. Now in this one, G2 have just gone and got the ult orb from Shower to get Jorgamo his ult for this round. They then have come back to B, right? So we've started over here, we've taken this control, pushed the RX back, and now we've come back over here, and now we're going to do this kind of B split from two sides. But as you will now see, this doesn't go very well.
Sends the haunt. Here's two guns fire off now. Dimensional drift going to be in play. It's Jogamo. Goes forward here. Scouting at the side. Gets the spot onto ones. Looking for a little bit more. Finds Mako. Will have to go here for the exit. Peels out, but it's right in front of Payne, who's able to go ahead and shut him down. Mako at the same time. Steady here on the site. Puts up a second.
Okay, so obviously that didn't look good, but honestly, there are so many parts of this that I think aren't very good. Okay, I mean, just starting from the very basic fact here, that we're going to do this Yoru ult. Now, we've just shot the Fade Horn, right? So we've revealed that someone is out here. We have so much util here, right? Like, when you have a Yoru ult in this comp, it should be like a guaranteed kill, right? Because you're going to find where people are. You can salvo where they are. You can Gravnet where they are. You can potentially seize them where they are. You can, you know, have Jogamo come out of his ult with a flash. Like, there should be no way. Like, one person should always die from DRX here, right? As soon as they get seen by that Yoru ult. If our util is good, someone should be dead 100% of the time. One thing that is really annoying about this round for me is that this is the first full gun round. Trent doesn't use his drone in the first full gun round. I mean, alarm bells should be signaling straight away. Like, what are we doing? Right? Could we not? I mean, when we start this Yoru ult, right? Could we not use the Teo drone to clear this first part out? Right? Get a little deeper with the Yoru ult. Give ourselves some more time to fully, like, clear out the site. Could we do that? Or, point number 2, these two, I mean, just take a look at how slow these two are in terms of getting into Hookah and like when they end up dying in the round versus everyone else. It's unbelievable. But if that's the case, you've got a Teo drone. Send the Teo this way and drone this. Like, Jonah has used both paralysis. He actually did just use one in here, and No one was there, but these two, again, are going to be really, really slow on this, right? So just take a look at how slow these two guys are. Now, initially, I thought this was their C's. This is actually DRX's C's, because they're expecting someone to be there. But little do they know, these two need... I don't know if they were expecting Jorgmo to come and hold their hand or something to come in here. I don't know. But they're so slow here. Now, Again, I wish I had the replay view for this, because Leaf does throw a grav net. I'm not exactly sure where it lands. It doesn't catch anyone. I'm not exactly sure what happened to it. But, you know, it doesn't hit anyone, despite the fact we can see where they both are. Jonah P ends up throwing a haunt up here. They get shot straight away, despite the fact, again, that these two really, really struggle to come and take this. Jorgmo will know where everyone on the site is, because he can see them, and yet you throw a haunt up here anyway. I don't really know. Like, if you're struggling so much with this, just throw the haunt in here, because Jonah P, as you'll see now, as they enter into Hooker, now throws his C's down right at their feet, right? So we've just wasted a C's that, again, should probably be sent somewhere onto site where Jorgmo can see these people. Jorgmo obviously then comes out of his ult directly in front of someone that he's just seen. Obviously, there are multiple parts of this that are bad. But what is so shocking about this is you don't expect that from G2. And again, just look how late these guys are. Jorgmo dies when? Now, 32. When did they die? When did they get in the fight? 28? 4 seconds? It takes you 4 seconds to get in the fight after Jorgmo is already dead? This is a Yoru ult round. Jesus. Okay, let's skip ahead to round number 6, where in this one, G2 are going to do their big A exec.
Teams sitting here on a lot of ults. For G2, the economy will be bad if they can't get this to go.
Armageddon going to be sent out. Clear out this Showers angle. Stealth drone to try to chase forward. Spring does get marked, and that's going to be the orbital strike. He's just being forced to push forward in towards the enemy team. Does eventually get taken down, but it's going to be 2 kills found here as Leaf gets burnt to it.
Okay, so this is a round where we use multiple ults, and again, don't really get that much from it. Now, the initial idea here with the Armageddon, right, of kind of sending it down here, you know, we're going to send in, so I think that's double salvo we've sent in here, right? So it's double salvo into, I think, then a C's into then the ult, right? Which does make some sense, right? You're hoping to push people back into the C's, then they get ulted, you know, then they die, right? Okay, that makes some sense. Obviously, no one is there, so if no one is there, you do end up, you know, wasting a lot of util. Normally there will probably be someone there. This time that doesn't happen to be, so they end up looking you know, it ends up looking a little bit stupid, but it's not that stupid really. The problem that they're gonna have in this round though, and the problem with this in terms of, well, now you look stupid, is if you're gonna go for these kind of like big, you know, this kind of thing, right? A team playing well, a team playing their best, a team with a well thought out plan would probably have their duelist Yoru, you know, TP in the space behind this that you know no one can be there, right? You would have some sort of plan of getting your Yoru in here because you know no one can be there because now you've, you know, fully cleared that out, right? A similar example on the other side might be, you know, you might brimmold this off the start of the round and then, you know, have your Yoru TP right in behind it and then take this control, you know, just after the brimmold is gone. Obviously, they don't do that, and one of the reasons they don't do that is because Jorgmo misses his TP and it goes into the teleport, right? So they just have like no entry, like they're essentially playing with no duelists. So they've used all this util, you know, when no one's there, but now you have, you know, your duelist now can't go in either. So when this saturate comes out from DRX, we get smacked by it. So we can't even kill this guy. I mean, this should be a free kill, right? This is like the freest of free kills. This guy just got revealed with nowhere to go. But unfortunately, because, you know, Jorgmo isn't here and is instead back here with the rest of his team, he can't just kill him straight away. So that's obviously a big problem. We then, you know, brimmold this guy. Okay, makes some sense. But again, that also kind of stops us from going anywhere, right? Like, we now can't scale either because we've had to brimmold this guy, which obviously means that we have to stay. So when this brimmold comes out the other way, we're in trouble again, right? We can't run forward. Our deadlock ult also misses. Eventually, we do manage to get it down into a 3v3 after all this kind of goes back and forth. Although we get, I mean, Freeing, I think might have been able to just about survive. It's kind of a weird one there, you know, and they get lucky, you know. I mean, Hyomin could win that fight and then the round looks stupid and it's just over anyway. But they get into this 3v3, which, oh, by the way, they will still lose.
Getting out from here, yep, looking impossible.
Okay, now let's skip ahead to round number 9. It's 6-2 at this point. Again, the game is not over at this point. But let's just take a look, right? And again, I want you to remember, what is this comp about? So Drogomo's got an attack up this time, right? But what is this comp about? It's about, you know, kind of big combinations, right? Like using multiple bits of util, you know, to find, you know, advantages and first kills and stuff like that. So take a look at this round, which again is a round where we have bought up here. I know it's not a perfect buy, but this is what we choose as how we're going to get the first kill. My deadlock is solo swinging with a Teo drone, taking a straight 1v1 that we lose. That's how we're trying to get first kills. Again, this comp, like this that's the antithesis of this comp. Okay, let's come to the very next round here, round number 10. This is off their second time out here for G2, and what they're gonna try in this one is this kind of heavy B-long, push this Yoru back. You know, that's gonna be their first goal. So the Teo drone gets shot, they go for the clone, they go for a missile, they go for a flash. Flashback actually just sticks around, tanks the damage, it's crazy. And he just sticks on this line, and G2 heavily rotates. So they think that they've pushed back the Yoru, which in most cases they would have done. But unfortunately for them, Flashback just stuck around and now has this perfect line to reveal that, yeah, they aren't here whatsoever. And so the rotates come in straight away. But again, this is where we kind of run into the same problem where we are going to Yoru ult, and it's not going to go so well.
Now going to be coming in far too late to try to send that pit. Maybe for a retake. Dogomo to get himself situated forward here. Into Lamps as the pit now does go down.
I like that. That slows Jog up.
And they try to contest this. Spike gets planted. Jonah P gonna be cooked though.
So, what's our problem this time as we're coming in here again? Well, again, a main problem that we have here is that this guy's playing Chamber. Right? He's sitting on his lonesome. He is actually playing this exactly like you would a Chamber. Right? I'm just sitting here, waiting, not doing anything, not sending any util out. We're going to use 2 salvos this round that aren't paired either with a Caesar or a Gravnet. I mean, just straight away, like, oh, just like, you don't know what you're doing then, do you? You don't know how to play the comp. Because why are you playing this comp if you know every salvo should be, like, tied to that, right? These don't refresh anymore, right? These don't refresh anymore. So every time you send one out, send this there, send that there, and try and get some kills with them. Right, especially when you've got Yoru ult and you can see where people are. Right? This guy here should be dead 100% of the time because your deadlock should not be here. Your deadlock should be here with Gravnet out ready in hand, throwing this here, getting this guy sat down, and if he somehow survives the salvo, Jogmo comes out of his ult and kills him. 100% of the time. There should be no other way that this goes. That should happen 100% of the time. But it doesn't because for some reason, our deadlock is sitting twiddling his thumbs. And again, I'm not even saying that's Leaf's fault, but it's just a team problem, right? That we don't understand the comp. Even Jogamo's pathing here. Tell me that this is a good Yoru ult pathing. I'm coming in here. I've seen a guy. I'm going back. Quick little look in. Oh, I'm coming back again. Okay. Is that the best Yoru ult pathing that we've got? I would probably argue not. Right, then we're going to get the spike down, but we're going to die for it in the pit. It's a nice pit by DRX. 5v3, and the round is pretty much over.
So gets taken down. Barrier mesh trying to get cleared out. Fallon here at Dice. Gets the spot out, but now has been noted. Pit, Fallen, Decay coming through, up and over the top, into the refract. Just trying to draw that attention, trying to see if they can spray him out of this position. He narrowly managed to stay alive with 20 HP, but Flashback on the peak finds one, and Leaf can only get...
Oh, and also our deadlock wall is putting our own player in prison here, as he cannot escape and cannot move, and has to stick around in a terrible spot where he can get spammed at any moment. It's not great. It's not great, and this round again really had no chance. But also, let's have some positive here. Shout out to DRX. They played a nice bind here, and these ideas that they had with the teleporter in particular were very cool.
Bit of a rough day for him, but that one was a difference maker.
Oh, and Flashback What a shot!
Crazy what you can do when the timing and details of things are quite good and you hit a nice shot. Because we're going to send through a Fade Haunt through this TP. Perfectly timed for him to go through as the doors open. And then he can jump away and TP out. Beautiful. And they did multiple of these kind of like TP plays with things going through as well. It often was Leaf just getting absolutely shut down here, to be honest. So yeah, just a really, really nice play overall. Even the little detail of like sending a smoke out here as well, right? Like just maybe like cause a bit of hesitation in these guys to make it more likely that someone is out here. Like again, details are nice from DRX and a really nice execution of that plan. And let's finish here with round number 12, the final round of the half. And in this one, you're going to see, well, I mentioned it at the start of this video, right? Like, this comp is going to struggle to go B through Hooker, right? Well, you're going to see that in this round because despite the fact that G2 are going to get this Brim ult online, get this Teo ult online, and have a Deadlock ult, and use all 3 ults, and DRX have no ults to respond with, despite the fact that that happens, they still lose this round. And yeah, it's close, and yeah, Mako wins a clutch at the end, but this is a round where you've used 3 big ults versus 0, and you still can't win the round.
Annihilation online here for the side of G2. Valorant can get an orb, will have an orbital strike.
Yeah, you're so close to the Armageddon as well for Trent.
Big fight to try to delay once again. Flash off the angle here is freeing. Clears the clone, spot on the Bane, but ult not going to be able to get the grab. He's now coming in, Valorant. He with a quick flashback, finds him there with a molly. Quick turn though. Bane covering fire, keeps him protecting the Armageddon, pushes him forward, and Bane gets the shutdown on the Leaf. Chaos ensues here on the site. He's coming, catching a glimpse, sending a saturate. Re-swings looking for Valorant, but cannot make it happen. Now it all comes down to Mako. 1v2 to try to clutch it up. Sends out the molly, but now his position very much known. The molly's a little bit too late, but he finds the first headshot. Valorant's going to be struck down. Looks to try to clear up the barrier mesh. And he gets him! Jonah P! Shut down as Mako is in.